Welcome to Canna News. Today we are looking further into the Florida MMJ market as they continue to expand their statutory caps for business chains. We'd also see how Greece is paving the way for Mediterranean countries in the legal marijuana space. Florida regulators are allowing a second medical marijuana company, Atlanta-based Surterra Wellness, to exceed their statutory cap of 35 dispensaries per company. State health officials will allow the company to open 6 more medical marijuana dispensaries after Surterra sued in response to a health department ruling allowing competing MMJ company Trulieve to exceed the limit, according to the Tallahassee Democrat. Public cannabis companies took aim at private entities, closing 8 acquisitions this week. While the number of merger and acquisition deals involving public companies as acquirers continue to outpace private ones, the percentage of overall M&A transactions involving public buyers is slightly lower in 2019 than year-to-date 2018, 71% versus 78%. In total, 233 M&A transactions have been completed so far in 2019 versus 185 for a similar period last year. This weekly series from Marijuana Business Daily and Viridian Capital Advisors provides the latest data on cannabis investment activity and M&A, along with key takeaways, analysis and trends based on recent market moves. Greece legalized medical cannabis in 2017 and in March 2018 repealed a ban on cultivation and production. However, before any business can fully set up shop, they must obtain 3 separate licenses. First, they must establish a Greek company to buy or lease the land, and then prepare the documentation for the installation license. The documentation includes selecting an appropriate patch of land on which to build a facility. Once officials are satisfied, firms can apply for an operations license and a medical license, which are gained via approval from the National Organization for Medicines. The General Secretariat of Industry has released details of 14 licenses in the Government Gazette. Another 12 are pending and have reportedly been sent to the National Printing Office for publication. Many believe the cannabis sector can help Greece recover from the sovereign debt crisis of 2009. While Greece's liberalization of its cannabis sector began under former Syriza administration, the momentum has continued under the new regime as the country moves to capitalize on emerging demand for medical cannabis across Europe. Toronto-based Sol Global Investments, which is increasingly focusing on the U.S. cannabis market, is changing its name to Bloomer Wellness as part of a rebranding strategy. Bloomer is an ancient Hebrew word meaning to flower, bloom, or blossom, according to the company. This is not the first name change for Sol. In 2018, the firm changed its name to Sol Investments from Synathean Biosciences. Sol Global, which has operations in California, Florida, and Michigan, trades on the Canadian Securities Exchange as SOL. Brownstein Hyatt Farber Schreck, a Denver-based law firm and lobbying giant, said it has created a marijuana and industrial hemp industry group. The firm launched the group to focus on marijuana and industrial hemp as they become more mainstream, according to Brownstein Hyatt. The group will be co-chaired by Melissa Coopers-Blake, a shareholder in the firm's government relations department, and Amy Steinfeld, a shareholder in its natural resources department. Brownstein Hyatt has worked with clients on cannabis and industrial hemp-related issues for more than a decade, according to the firm. A law firm reported more than $10 million in lobbying revenue in the second quarter, more than any other company in the country, an article in The Hill noted in July. A New Mexico hearing officer endorsed a plan to limit medical cannabis cultivation to 1,750 mature plants per grower, an effort to avert a possible market oversupply. State Health Department Secretary Kathleen Kunkel will have the final say on whether to implement the plan, which some growers argue will constrain and harm the nascent market. The production cap was endorsed by an official assigned to monitor public hearings in July. The official sided with the proposal by the State Health Department. Medical cannabis cultivators in the state are divided on whether the proposed plant limits will ensure adequate supplies to patients. The program currently enrolls 76,000 patients. Ultra Health, the state's largest medical cannabis distributor, favors a much higher per producer cap of 5,000 mature plants and unlimited seedlings. But hearing officer Craig Erickson wrote that the evidence does not support the massive increase to plant count limit of 5,000. As the program grows, cultivators warn that regulatory constraints on production may push medical marijuana patients towards the illicit market or recreational dispensaries in neighboring Colorado. Louisiana launched medical cannabis sales after years of waiting, but market growth is expected to prove constrained because of bans on smokable flower and vaporizers, high prices, and various regulations. Because of the delays, Marijuana Business Daily projects sales this year will reach only 1 million to 1.5 million. Randy Meyer, founder and CEO of Capital Wellness Solutions in Baton Rouge, said his dispensary recorded the first sales to patients in the state Tuesday morning. 3 patients received MMJ during Capital's grand opening, 2 cancer patients and a war veteran who suffers from post-traumatic stress disorder. At least 2 other dispensaries, Hope Pharmacy in Shreveport and Willow Pharmacy in Madisonville, were expected to begin sales Tuesday by appointment, according to local news reports. The Louisiana program has a total of 9 dispensaries statewide. Hundreds of MMJ patients in Louisiana are on waiting lists to receive medical cannabis. The dispensaries will notify patients when their orders are ready. A recreational cannabis store opened on Nantucket Island, the first to open off the Massachusetts mainland as the young market continues expanding. The Green Ladies Dispensary opened Sunday on an appointment-only basis after receiving approval to operate from the state's Cannabis Control Commission. Massachusetts voters legalized recreational MJ in 2016, but marijuana businesses face additional obstacles to opening off the mainland because it remains illegal to transport marijuana through federal waters or fly it there. The Green Lady Dispensary is cultivating marijuana on the island and received permission from regulators to conduct on-site laboratory testing in lieu of the normal requirement that products be tested at a licensed independent lab. The family-run store said appointments will be required through Labor Day. Thanks for joining us on Canna News. Be sure to like and subscribe to our social channels for daily updates on market news and all things cannabis related. I'm your host, Sarah Lee Dobbs. See you next time.